Hello, happy Sunday. How are you doing? I am popping in here on Sunday afternoon because I'm going to do things a little differently this week. I am having the live tonight on Facebook over on the Majestic Living Designs Crystal community page. As always, I will be offering personal card pulls, but I'm actually going to pull our week ahead cards now, and I'm going to record the messages for the week ahead here. And we'll invite everyone on the live. We'll kind of touch on the overview of the cards, but invite everyone on the live if they want to go deeper and hear the messages. They can come over here to the Sharecast and check it out. So if you're here already before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, you're first. You're hearing it first. So what we're going to do is tap in here again to our beautiful light seers, the deck we're working with this month. Pull our 5 cards for this week, and I have this gorgeous new lamp that I got. I went to my favorite local crystal shop, R&M Marketplace, and saw this beauty on the shelf. And I had a birthday gift that I was told I must spend on myself. So I had no choice but to bring this beautiful lamp home. And I'm really loving the addition that it is to the altar space here and sort of playing around with it. But I'm going to have that here in the center because once we pull the cards, we're going to talk a little bit about the middle of this week and why Wednesday is so central to this week. And of course, in our 5 card spread that we do, Wednesday represents a midweek blessing. So that's going to sort of be here in the inner circle of light. And we're also going to take a look, of course, at all the other aspects of our collective week ahead. I'm going to start shuffling, and we're asking for these 5 cards to represent for us our collective energy this week, what we may expect as we navigate the week ahead, beginning with a card for Monday, which represents just sort of kicking us off, overall theme, overarching energy for us to tune into collectively for this week. So I'm going to pull 1 card for Monday. Oh boy, you might recall this was our potential blocker challenge last week. It's shifted to being center stage here as far as kicking us off into the energy for this week. So sounds like a continuation of the energies that we had been moving through last week. Let's see how that shapes up here as we ask for a card for Tuesday for the potential block or challenge. 6 of Cups being such a beautiful energy that is so present now with this Venus retrograde for sure. What more do we need to know here? Tuesday. Oh, wow. Okay, new beginnings, trust fall. I'm feeling that full energy. So as we move through closing out these old cycles and moving through the old things that are coming up to the surface to be healed, to be integrated, to be released. New Fool energy and some jumpy cards. That was the Ace of Pentacles that just dove off. But let's see. Our Wednesday card getting a little bit of a center feature here. What do we need to know for our midweek blessing this week? And Wednesday is a notable day for a number of reasons that I'm going to share here. Wednesday midweek blessing for us all collectively. 1 card here. Queen of Swords. Okay. So Queen of Swords is taking the center. There she is. Okay. Interesting. Okay, now let's see what we get for Thursday. How are we growing? How are we growing as we move through all of these shifts and changes? Transition, transformation. How are we growing? Oh, beautiful. Another Queen of Wands energy coming in here for how we are growing. And then, of course, Friday wraps up the week. Wrapping up our week. Friday will bring in that energy. Let's see what we get. A couple just flipped over there. One card, please, for Friday. Collective energy to wrap up our week. Okay, so this is exactly how we ended this past week. Work, focus, determination, turning our back so that we can focus on our work. It's still here. So we're definitely getting some underscored messages that have been coming up for us collectively. So let's go ahead and take a deeper dive. Okay, so here we have our 5-card spread for this upcoming week, our collective energy. And before we dive in for each day, I just want to kind of give you an overview of this week. So what we have coming in here is kicking off this week. We will be having a rather notable transit happening with something that's occurring across August 21st, Monday, through the 23rd, Wednesday, which is the Sun and Regulus aligning. So Regulus is the star of royalty, and it's associated with riches, fame, success, honors. And on this day, the sun aligns with it. So what this does is it activates a portal of energy, and we're able to tap into this energy to bring success to our ventures, to open up to abundance, to activate and align our crown chakras. Regulus holds the energy of opportunity. So we can set an intention this week around whatever opportunities it is that we would like to create for ourselves and know that they are possible. So this is really a fantastic high energy portal that we can use to bring more joy, happiness, and health into our lives. So it's a very powerful energy. It's a very positive aspect that's happening, all while some other notable things are happening. So like I said, that's Monday to Wednesday. On Wednesday, where we have the Queen of Swords front and center, right? Our midweek blessing. The sun moves into the sign of Virgo. So happy birthday to all the Virgos. Virgo season begins on Wednesday as the sun moves out of its home zodiac, Leo. It's been real, Leo, right? All the shining, it's been real something, right? Fill in the blank with the adjectives that fit for you. I know it's been intense. Virgo season, rather, is a time to organize, to consolidate, to get back on schedule. So we might be feeling inspired to clear out the closets, create more structure within our surroundings. It's also a great time of the year to bring attention to our health and how we can create more well-being in all areas of our lives. So I actually love that the Taskmaster, Queen of Swords, has come up, cutting right to the crux of the matter, cutting out any of the BS, cutting out any of the excuses or excess, and getting right to it. So we're going to talk more about that with Wednesday, but that actually feels quite aligned to me. And, while Virgo season is ushered in, Mercury stations retrograde in the sign of Virgo. So I've been talking about the fact that we've had 5 planets in retrograde, that by the end of this month, we will have 7. This is number 6. Mercury enters retrograde in its ruling sign of Virgo. So what this means is the effects of this retrograde will be felt a little more strongly. Now, I know Mercury has the rap. It's one of the most commonly known retrogrades that we move through, and this is all connected into, of course, Mercury being the messenger planet. So in mythology, it was considered the messenger of the gods. So Mercury helps us to think clearly, to communicate concisely. It also rules over technology, transportation, and all forms of media. So when Mercury enters retrograde, its energy moves to more of an internal state, so happening internally rather than externally. So that can be a good time to communicate with ourselves first, and then to get clear about how we think and feel before we express this to others. So Mercury retrograde can also reveal information or insights that we're hiding or that were not in our conscious awareness. So for this reason, it's always best to wait before Mercury emerges from its retrograde journey before we would have important conversations, sign contracts, or book travel. But of course, life doesn't always go to plan. So if it's not possible to wait, trust in the timing of the universe. And that's so important because, again, this is about being mindful, not fearful. It's not to shut it down completely and say, you can't buy a new car during Mercury retrograde, or start a new job, or sign a new contract, or book travel. But it is advisable for you to be in alignment with the natural rhythms that are streaming onto the planet. And, of course, because this energy rules over those areas, when it is in this retrograde motion, it can be impacted. So it's about being aware. So, those are some significant energies that are all happening together, culminating into Wednesday. But of course, we'll continue, as we move through. Mercury will continue to be in retrograde until September 15th, I think. Let me just double check. September 15th. Yeah, so from August 23rd to September 15th, Mercury will be retrograde. So that is a good time to work on any old projects, to back up your work, to avoid signing, again, like I said, important contracts or things that, may be impacted by this. But again, we will be talking more about this as we move through this week and the weeks to come. So let's go ahead and pull up each of our 5 cards and take a look at this week's energy. Okay, here we go. It feels so different doing this on a Sunday night, but I really enjoy this idea to get to sit with these cards and feel into it, and then meet up with all those who can attend the live tonight, and then sort of see what little nuggets come through from the personal card pulls, and maybe circle back here to chat more. So we're kicking off the week with Monday, and it's a familiar face. It's just moved up one position. So we were potentially blocked or challenged by this nostalgic energy, this bringing us back into the past, inner child, karmic connections, all of the things that came forward last week here in the Sharecast that I shared. I know how it came up for me. I know how it came up for a lot of my friends and clients that I connected with last week. So much of our inner child stuff being highlighted, shown a light on for us to see, whether it is just to even notice how much we've grown, how much we've expanded, how far we've come, how we are handling things differently, maybe more spiritually mature even than we used to. But, the fact that this is setting the tone for the week reminds us that this Leo season, I am, being and connecting in with the sun and our inner child and the aspects of play and also of courage and joy and shining. What has it served for you? Let's have a little nostalgic walk back down memory lane of August 2023 and see, what all has unfolded for you in these 20 days, but certainly through the entire Leo season. That takes you back to July when Leo season first kicked off. What all has unfolded for you through those many moon cycles, through the different significant events and the everyday to day, everything that has come up for you. In what ways do you see the progression? Do you see how you handled things, how, different situations that presented themselves to you on the path along the way, how you moved through them? What did you learn from them? What wisdom did you glean? What growth have you achieved? Again, this is just this little block in time that we can be looking at, which of course compressed can be comprised of things that took us way back to our past, or people from our past, circumstances, behaviors, patterns, routines, all of those things that we've talked about coming back up, shining a light on those things for us to take a look at. So I feel like it's sort of kicking off the week because we're having this opportunity to kind of come full circle, take a look at all of that, take stock on all of that. And then in our little fool's knapsack, we're going to see where to from here as we embark on the new, the next, the now. So let's go ahead, see what's coming up for Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday denotes a potential block or challenge this week, and we have the Fool. Okay, so the Fool is all about new beginnings, about clean slate energy. It's card 0. It's brought us full circle around again to just being open to whatever is coming forward for us in our lives in this next new cycle. So again, as we are reconciling, reviewing, recalibrating all of the things that have come forward, we're just even looking at that slice of Leo season. Of course, this period of retrograde that we've been in has been ongoing, prior to that. And the reason that a new beginning or, stepping into the new can feel challenged is because there's so much backward energy. There's so much that's stopping, pausing, reviewing, going back over. All the while, time marches on, and somehow, again, it's almost the end of August 2023. Like, I don't even know how we're here already with these timelines, but we're ready to step into the new. The seasons will be shifting, our routines are shifting, and it's so beautifully aligned with Virgo season, as I talked about. So Wednesday rolling in here with new schedules, new routines, new ways of doing things. So whether that is back to school, back to, again, trying out some new routines, some new schedule, something that is coming in that you don't know, there's just this openness to, or a potential, an invitation for you to be open, change, right? We're not always feeling very open to, ready for, willing for change. But the Fool is an invitation for us to embody that childlike wonder, all that you have learned here through Leo season about embracing your inner child, holding your inner child, quelling any of those fears, worries, anxieties in exchange for joy, courage, bravery, I am, right? And I love that she's in yellow, because to me, it's just embodying all of that solar plexus I am energy of shining her light. She's holding an amethyst crystal in her hand for protection. It's intuition. It's amplifying all of the energy. And she's literally like trust falling into the new. And you see the beautiful sacred geometry there. So there's just this energy of the ebbs and flows of the flower of life, all of this beautiful energy, and it's all unfolding for you. So while it can feel at times dense and heavy and difficult and challenging to start something new, to embark on a new journey, a fresh adventure, even just to try to embrace that childlike wonder and carefree aspect, that can be a challenge. I'm going to actually look and see what is the Fool's mantra here in the Light Seers, so that we can kind of have that to help us move through, this aspect of challenge this week. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. Well, I love that, because it's new beginning. It's potential for adventure, for enthusiasm, of awakening, innocence, and optimism. No matter what the weather, right? Because this is showing us a change in the wind. It's bringing in a little bit of a new energy that's coming in. So regardless of what comes to pass, being open to all of it, because in everything there is learning, there is growth, there is healing, there is expansion. So this is our Fool's journey, and this is a key pivotal part of that journey as we navigate this, as we've navigated this month, this season, and what is to come. So let's take a look at this key player this week in the Wednesday position for our midweek blessing. Okay, here she is in center stage. Wednesday, our midweek blessing is bringing in the Queen of Swords. And, I just felt like whatever card was going to come forward here was going to be important and impactful in this energy that we have coming in this week. I mentioned about Regulus and the sun aligning, and it being such a powerful portal for you to really set your intentions around the abundance that you are welcoming and ushering into your life at this time. And I really feel like the Queen of Swords is such a great totem here for this energy, because that aspect, the sun and Regulus aligning, all culminating from the 21st to the 23rd here on Wednesday, also as Virgo season comes in along with Mercury stationing retrograde, all on this day. And, you know, of course, the swords is the air element, and every suit is associated with different signs in the zodiac. So, of course, in this case, the swords are not associated with Virgo because Virgo is an earth sign. It's associated with the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. However, I can really feel the energy of the very no nonsense, gets to the point, very wise, very unemotional and stable, balanced Queen of Swords, connecting in with that Virgo energy. Because like I said, Virgo is about organize, consolidate, get back on schedule, being inspired to cut it out, clear out the closets, clear out the clutter, creating more structure in our surroundings. So I can see where the Queen of Swords has something to bless us with for this midweek blessing in that vein, you know, really bringing that in and cutting through. And again, like I said, she's not emotional. So actually, as I was looking at all the cards on the altar, I was kind of seeing it was pretty cool how, you know, these two kind of come in here to close out this cycle, right? We have this nostalgic look back. We have this energy of memories and what we're recalling and what we've learned and grown through, and taking all of that to clean our slate, prepare ourselves for a new adventure that sort of comes into this key right here. This key of the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. So these three cards I'm feeling very connected for this week all together. But of course, we're right now talking about Wednesday's energy with this Queen. So I want to talk about her for a sec, but then I do see this trajectory coming in with these three rounding out our week. So the Queen of Swords, her mantra from the Light Seer says, I speak with wisdom and clarity. So again, that sword cutting through, sword of truth, throat chakra open, expression. There is a blessing in being able to say the thing, in being able to cut through, to get to the crux of a matter and not being overly emotional. The trick, the thing to remember there to keep in balance is that a sword can be double-edged, right? So you don't want to be harsh. We're not looking to be completely devoid of emotion, balanced, right? Balanced in emotion. So the Queen of Swords is known as a thought leader, unbiased decision-making, an excellent communicator. So this is an energy to channel when we launch into Mercury retrograde, when communications can be challenged. And remember, we're best advised to communicate first within. Go within, get clear, hear, have that wisdom and clarity before we attempt to communicate with others. Wise and logical counsel, integrity and honesty, being perceptive, intelligent, direct, and seeking truth. So again, not sharp, not harsh, not cold. You know, those are the things about the Queen of Swords. And especially for, you know, I often talk about us recovering people pleasers and this idea of being someone who might be overly accommodating to others when it comes to our communication style or our relating to others so as to let others feel. I saw the funniest thing the other day. I just have to tell you this. I sent it to my friend. These memes online, they're just brilliant. So it was a meme of a person sitting in the chair on an airplane, and all you see is them, and they're looking at the camera and they're going, you know, and the headline says, you know, when you are such a people pleaser, you don't want the flight attendant to feel like no one is listening. So you sit there like eye contact, nodding along. And I mean, like, I felt seen. I've done that. I do that. Like at meetings, like someone's talking, and I caught my daughter doing it. On Friday, we had a meeting to kick off their volleyball season, and I looked over and I saw her, and the coach was talking, and she's, you know, really showing that connection to really let them know that she's listening and respecting them, which of course is a beautiful quality. But the flight attendant cracked me up because I always notice how people are just like, they're just doing their thing, getting their earbuds adjusted and getting their stuff together, like can't be bothered. We've heard this speech, we all know, yada, yada. And then I've had those moments of like, yeah, but like, they have to say this and it's so rude not to look, you know. Queen of Swords is not worried about that. That's a good way to determine that. But like I said, it's in balance, right? It's balancing it in. But that one just made me laugh because like I said, I felt seen. But again, how can we harness this energy as a blessing? And so, if you feel like you already identify with this, and again, you might be an air sign, you know, you might be identifying with this as a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. So this could be aspect strengths that you have that you're aware of, or maybe that you're not aware of, hidden strengths, hidden blessings that you have that you might not think that you can speak your truth, or you can say the thing, or you can get to the crux of a matter. And actually, you can. This is new. It's a novel idea on your fool's journey, but maybe something that you are manifesting in your life, some magic that is unfolding. Or if when we describe those qualities of a Queen of Swords and someone comes to mind for you right away, that person could be a bit of an inspiration or a mentor for you to sort of channel that energy. You know, that ability to be honest in your relationships, direct in your speech, witty if you want to be, but above all, coming in with clear-headed, unbiased reasoning, bringing that to the table, not overly emotional or overly attached to anything, because then we lose that clarity and that ability to really see things from that unbiased manner. So that's a blessing that's available for us to really sharpen our communication skills, which includes listening, right? Our listening skills and our comprehension, not just speaking, not just thinking about our response while the other person is speaking, but actually seeing them like the flight attendant. Make that eye contact, make that connection, take a moment to actually hear what someone is saying, you know, and maybe there's a little something in that for somebody, you know, not for everybody, but I'm feeling this energy of looking at how we can channel that Queen of Swords energy in our communications. You know, if it's something that you're having trouble communicating, something that's difficult for another person to hear, know that you can always dip your toe into the cup of empathy and compassion to help with your delivery. Sharp analysis and careful consideration are always intelligent moves, as is being able to clearly connect with others in a way that is easily accepted and understood. So a clear heart and a clear mind will allow you to speak your truth always. I speak with wisdom and clarity. So the Queen of Swords comes in, and I'll also say, just to bring her up here, that there is a change in the wind. Her hair is blowing, the flags are blowing. This is how these symbols and signs of the tarot brilliantly show us, I look like I'm wearing the crown, brilliantly show us the energy of the card. There's movement, there's air blowing, there's a change in the wind, whereas you might see a Pentacles card and it's just boom. There is not a breeze in the air, right? There's nothing, because it's a grounded, sturdy, planted energy, whereas this is airy and there's movement, and we see the crow in the distance, which is change, which is transformation, which is alerting us to that fact. So again, peppered in with all of these personal experiences and navigating our own retrograde seasons and our own challenges and blessings, things are happening on the world stage. Things are unfolding that are ushering along transformation and change that is undeniable. We are best suited to go within, to come within, communicate within first, get clear in this house first, and then emanate that, radiate that energy out. And another thing, like I said, brilliantly, the cup is sort of behind a cage here. So it is sort of that energy of keeping the emotions close, keeping your heart close. Last week, that Four of Swords had the heart like dangling out on a string, putting ourselves out there and being vulnerable. This is feeling a little bit more very clearly here. This is my dance space. This is your dance space, right? Like being really clear, again, with those boundaries, with those lines, with, you know, again, what we've got going on in our house. So as a blessing, take this time to get it together for you, which is, again, the schedules, the routines, and also, like I said, for Virgo season, kicking off this day, your health, looking at your health, your wellness, and really, again, focusing on those areas in order to really strengthen your position to move into the magic making and the connecting with others and such as we move out then into connection and balance and relationships when we move into like Libra season and such. So just feeling all of that energy, but here and now, little bit of coming into center and clarity through our wisdom. All right, let's take a look at Thursday. Okay, Thursday brings in another queen, the Queen of Wands, and this is how we are growing. I love the Queen of Wands. She is the witch of the tarot, and she uses all of her fire, all of her sparks to make her magic. So, like I said, I was seeing sort of this little trio here of telling us this story about the focus and the determination and the clarity that we have on our work, our magic, our communication, our internal processes, all the things I was just saying on Wednesday, but really amplified out as the fire, the passion that lights us up. So like I said, we felt the wind blowing. We can see the airiness of that swords aspect. Here we have wands, which are fire. And so you see the warmth, the flame, the magic of the Queen of Wands. And so it's in your hands, right? The magic is in your hands, your flame, your fire, your passion, your intuitive insights, and just the magic that you have within you to create whatever it is. So let's take a look at the Queen of Wands. Just take a look at that mantra and feel into the message there for how we are growing. I fill my world with an intense light that connects and incites passions. You see what I mean? You don't have to say a thing. So as far as communications being challenged and being invited to go more internal, you can do so by filling your world with an intense light that connects and incites passions. So again, the ripple effect, the light that you are shining out into the world. It's still August. We're still saying shine on as our channeled words. It might be Virgo season now, but we're talking about shining your light, being your most authentic self and weaving your unique magic into the world. So that's all energy that's coming forward here. The Queen of Wands, creativity, passion, determination, confidence, joy, bold expression, helping others as you build your queendom power. So again, if this was speaking to all the air signs, she is speaking to all the fire signs. So that again is bringing in the energies of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But there's a lot of fire here in the fact that this is connecting us into the sacral chakra, which is our place of creation. And so this is our source of where we are making our magic, and knowing that you are capable and fierce. So we're growing into knowing that it is time to really root into your purpose and to boldly step into the limelight of your life. I love that. The limelight of your life. The Queen of Wands radiates creativity and passion wherever she goes. And when she enters a room, her exuberant charisma and confidence are palpable. So don't be afraid to be the center of attention. And for goodness sakes, stop acting small in order to make those around you more comfortable. I'm not saying to ignore the flight attendant, but that's what I'm talking about, is saying that some little nudges from the universe to say, yes, these behaviors, these patterns are learned, and they come from a very long time, a very long line of conditioning and circumstances where that behavior served you at a time to keep you feeling safe or protected, or it was brought into to survive, but now as we move into an opportunity to thrive with our new beginning, that we're trust falling into the new with this clean slate energy, we're invited not to play small, not to keep our light under a bushel because we're afraid of what other people will think or how it might make them feel, really standing in your power. So that's how we're growing. And again, if you don't identify with those aspects, like, okay, I am not a person that when I walk in the room, everybody sees my exuberant charisma. Like, that is just not me, right? My confidence is not palpable. Again, we're invited to connect in with those people, places, and things who emanate that energy so that we can align ourselves with really gleaning wisdom and learning from those aspects, picking up, you see all these flames around her, all little bits in her magic, in her cauldron. Like I said, she's the witch of the tarot. So she has all of these goodies, just like this card that we talked about last Friday, and it's back again. All of these goodies at her disposal. Use all of those ingredients to face it until you make it. That was a key phrase that I shared over the Leo new moon. Face it until you make it, not fake it, face it, right? Face it and be unapologetically you, even if your voice shakes, right? So I love that fiery energy that she's bringing in for us to grow into. And again, using these two queens to help us on our fool's journey, to prepare us, to ready us for the work that we are doing, our loving service in the world. So let's take another look at the Friday energy. Okay, guys, it's all culminating into Friday. And it's the same card we got for this past Friday. So if you look back on the Sharecast, you will see this card and the featured message that I channeled for us for our collective energy last week. And this is the card that talks about doing the work, right? Being focused. And I had this create a focus field around you. So like a force field, but like the fact that her back is turned, she is focusing on her creations. She's focusing on her magic, her work. And there's also an apprentice energy here. So again, as a newbie, as stepping out in this new skin, maybe, as stepping out into this new world that you are creating from the inside out, you're learning as you go. And you're very focused. There's this energy of saying, I have all these things at my disposal, right? Talking about the things that were coming in from the queens that were encouraging us, making it possible for us to make our magic using all of those little ingredients. I'm feeling like the cooking shows where they're competing and they're given like certain ingredients and they have to run into the kitchen and grab what they can and then make some fantastic dish from it. Is, taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that and making it work for you under sometimes some of the most difficult, complicated of circumstances. I'm looking at the diamond. I'm thinking about that coal being compressed into that diamond. So we could feel under pressure because again, there's a light now being shown on those areas of our lives where we have an opportunity to clean up our schedules, our routines, the way we're caring for our body, clearing out things that are cluttering our lives and physically, energetically. That's all coming back up for me. I'm not sure if it ever left for me. So in fairness, I'm saying like that's been here and it continues to be here. But again, this time of year for me, back to school, new routines and schedules coming in hot. I'm like, how did we get here? The calendar is filling up. There's a lot of things about who needs new shoes and who needs a backpack and all the things, like all these little practical day-to-day things. Let me go through my closets. Let me take a look at what I have on hand. Let me see what I can pay forward, what I can pass on that no longer serves us. All of that energy is how I see this table filled with the herbs and the candles and the goodies and all these things that she's creating from, that she's making. So there's a really beautiful energy here. I will bring back again, just to talk about this. If you didn't see the message last week, if you want to go back and see it so that you can sort of compare notes and bring together the two to see how did this energy show up for you last week? How might it show up for you this week? Friday is wrapping up the week. So it's sort of, again, almost like an arch of connecting from beginning of week to end of week. coming together to bridge together all of this energy that we've brought here collectively. The intention I set when I pull these cards is to bring forward, the messages through the tarot that speak to our collective energy, and the ways that that can show up in any of our lives can vary widely, right? So the mantra says, with loving determination, I persevere and I become the person I long to be. And I love that because it brings us right back to the beautiful energy that is here, right here and now. As I record this Sunday night, it's kicking off the 21st to the 23rd. Regulus and the sun align. So let me tell you again about this energy, because this is the card that I feel very connected into that energy. Regulus is the star of royalty. So no question that we got 2 queens on the altar this week. It's associated with riches, fame, success, honors. And on this day, right? So from the 21st to the 23rd, the sun aligns with Regulus, right? And it's activating that portal of energy that we can use to bring success to our ventures, to our work, to our projects, open us up to abundance, and to activate or align our crown chakras. Again, no surprise, we have 2 queens here. I love it. Regulus holds the energy of opportunity. So set an intention around whatever opportunities you would like to create for yourself, and know that they are all possible. It's a fantastic high energy portal that we can use to bring more joy, happiness, and health into our lives. So the fact that these cards talked about old projects, bringing back things, looking at loose ends or things that we didn't quite finish, or maybe we want to dust off and try again. This is this energy of being dedicated to having the focus and doing the work. And sometimes in order to do that, we have to put up some boundaries. We have to go within. We have an opportunity to sort of hunker down and focus. Focus, determination. These were all keywords that came up with this card last week, and I'm still feeling that energy coming in here because we have this beautiful opportunity to harness this energy in whatever way that speaks to you. So whether this is in your work, whether this is in your personal life, hobbies, if it's a skill or something, again, as an apprentice, as a novice that you're wanting to learn, to improve upon, to build upon, if there are mentors out there that you can connect with that these queens may represent for you, like I was saying, that's all different ways that it could show up. Or perhaps you filling that role as a mentor for others, as a job, or, something that you have really tasked, that you've mastered, that you have something beautiful that you've produced to share with others in the way of a teaching or a sharing, or just, again, something that's very inspiring. So looks to be another beautiful week ahead, not without its bumps and its changes in the wind and the weather and all of the things that are a natural part of the ebb and flow of this journey, this fool's journey. So I love that I did this, actually, because it's kind of cool. I'm going to go into the live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday night, and see how we can just maybe touch on these things, direct everybody to come here to check out the deeper messages, and we'll dive into the personal card pulls. If you cannot attend the live, or you're seeing this after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday the 20th, and you would like a personal card pull for this week, just let me know right here. You can reply with a quick reply. You can send me a message, whatever way works for you, and I will pull a card for you for this week ahead to go with this beautiful energy that we have brought forward collectively. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm sending you all much love and many blessings for a beautiful week ahead. We'll talk soon.